Breaktime, a podcast presented by the Employment Services Center, welcomes Mark Kelly, CEO of KB Media, a marketing, communications, design, and manufacturing company located in Casselman, to learn more about their clientele, their recent expansion, and their take on company culture. Mark Kelly, welcome to Breaktime. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for taking the time. Thanks for being with us today. Mark, you are the CEO of KB Media, located in Casselman, I believe.
Yes, that's correct.
Excellent. Now, your agency is it's a creative agency, and you guys do all sorts of things. You from design to brand concepts, brand awareness, marketing. I believe you do some video or motion graphics content, some web development, web design. The list goes on and on. How did that start? When and why start such a company?
Well, I'll maybe start off where we started it. Was in
Sure.
Prescott-Russell. I was born and raised in Prescott-Russell. The reason we started the company, I would say, is probably people, technology, and culture.
Okay.
I think in Prescott-Russell, we probably have the richest culture in between Ottawa and Montreal. We have tons of opportunity. And for years, I always saw talent leaving the area, going to work in Montreal, going to work in Ottawa, going to work in Toronto. And we just felt at the time that it was an opportunity to create something that was going to serve our community, but maybe also serve outside our community at the same time.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and that's true. I mean, there is a lot of talent that moves on to big urban centers. But man, after coming back in the area in 2015, for my part, I mean, I've come across so much great talent and amazing creative companies too in the area. Yours is one of them. I mean, we've met before, and after you started the company, or rather, at the beginning, I mean, how did it start? What type of services, or was it just you at first?
Well, we started off with three. My
Okay.
background was in the graphics industry. I was in the large print graphics industry.
Okay.
Specifically, silk screening is an area that I started off in.
All right.
And I sold my company in 2006. Explored for 3 years, looking at different industries, helping other businesses that I was acquainted with. And in 2009, with the advent of digital, whether that be digital marketing, digital printing, we saw an opportunity in developing a company that would build itself through people that were being educated in digital, primarily graphic designers. And from there, that's what helped us grow into a lot of different areas. I mean, digital is in almost every area of marketing. That's why we're called media, KB Media. And we really look at it as an opportunity to be able to help our clients from right from their branding, right down to their marketing and their presence on web. So that's really how it got started. We started off with myself and two other designers. We brought in production people to help us out. Production in the large format print and small format print.
Okay.
We brought in developers, people that worked on web. We brought in more designers to help keep that work flowing through. But I mean, I really have to base it on helping small business. We really gear ourselves to small, medium-sized business. Small organizations, whether it be a school board, whether it be a municipality. Sometimes these organizations don't have the staff or the profession, the staff that are basically integrated into some of the systems that we're in. And we find we've been a helpful hand to some of our clients' growth. And we figure if our clients do well, then we do well as well. That's kind of really been that you could say it could be the business model. You could say it's what's made us grow very quickly since 2009.
Yeah, and it's quite a challenge as someone who's worked in the creative side of things with many clients as well. It's a very interesting job, and you really want your clients to do well because there is so much trust required when you choose a creative agency, right? Because it's hard to promise results at first. When we're dealing with creative, I mean, who knows how it's going to go? It's all about ideas and brainstorming. And when you see a happy client that managed to succeed, they're happy about their brand, or maybe a sign you guys designed and produced has actually brought them business. That's fantastic. And it's the kind of success long-lasting relationships are built on. And clearly, you guys have done very well. What does KB Media look like today in terms of team size? You said you started with 3, and today,
Yeah,
I mean,
today we're sitting with 15 people on our team.
wow, okay.
And that does, sometimes we work with contractors as well. Contractors could be in filming, contractors could be in sound, contractors could be in special applications for websites. But generally speaking, our team manages and makes sure that those projects are successful for our clients.
Mm-hmm.
And it's teamwork. That's really what it is. It's teamwork with your client. It's teamwork with your team, and making sure that the culture within your business is rich with enthusiasm. And that's not always easy in any business that you're in.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You touched on it a bit before. What type of clients you have? Small business organizations. What kind of clients do you have that surprise you sometimes? Does that happen sometimes? I mean, the type of client you don't expect, and could you kind of give me an idea?
I think it's like a box of chocolates, if I can use the expression. I
Yeah.
mean, there's all types of clients out there, all types of flavors. And I think that's what makes our work interesting. Not only is being creative fun,
Mm-hmm.
but if it can help an organization out, it's very fulfilling at the same
Yeah.
time. So we grow our business with, yes, clients, but in a lot of cases, those clients also become our friends for many years to come.
Yeah.
And I think if a lot of businesses look at it in that aspect, you'll be building your business in a way that I think the sky is the limit.
Absolutely. And you guys are located in, well, your headquarters, main offices are in Casselman. And
Yes.
what kind of area do you guys cover? How far away can your clients be? I'm sure you have a lot of local clients, but do you have some that are farther away? Were you surprised by
Yeah.
that?
No. I think not only is word of mouth part of your business, but your imprint on the web is important. We've developed relationships with our clients. Some of our clients have multiple locations themselves. Some of our clients have offices in Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto. So those relationships were built, and we thought it was important for us to be able to live and breathe what our clients are, or where they're at in their business. Is we need to know the footprint of where their business is. So if we have clients in Toronto, we thought it was important. We didn't need to be there every day, but eventually maybe we will, depending on the type of volume that comes from those satellite offices. But we thought it was important that we had a physical location that we could go to meet with our clients or meet at our clients, and be able to get a feel for the environment. So say, for example, our office in Toronto, will actually, now that COVID is gone, will actually jump on a flight to Toronto Island, and our office is 5 minutes away from the airport. So it allows us that flexibility to be there when our client needs us, and make sure that it's not just something that's over the phone. Sometimes you knowing the creative industry, sometimes it's a matter you need to sit yourself down in a room with your client. You need to lock that door, and you guys need to brainstorm. You need to find out what that important catalyst is for your client that's going to help his business get through. And that was one of our reasons for opening up our satellite offices. We do intend on growing. I think any business model, if you don't have plans to grow, you stagnate. And we have an opportunity to stay where we are, or we have an opportunity to grow. And being that most of the demographic of the age in our team is I would say mid-30s, between mid-20s and mid-30s, I think we have a lot of opportunity. So we want to make sure that we have room for growth for every person that's on our team.
Wow. I had no idea you guys had so many satellite offices. So even as far as Toronto.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. How many do you have?
Montreal, Toronto, and Ottawa are our key satellite offices. And why we call them satellite offices, they're physical addresses. They're boardrooms that we can meet with our clients. They're boardrooms that we can have for the day if there's a brainstorming that's required. That was our reason for doing that.
Wow. Do you have team members there permanently?
Not yet. COVID, we started satellite offices prior to COVID. Now with it, we see light at the end of the COVID tunnel. Yeah. We're probably going to looking at manning some of those office with permanent team members. Wow. But as it is now, our head office in Ottawa and in Casselman is really our hub, our incubator. A lot of our new designers out of school start with us in Casselman, so they can see the ropes of what we do, because we are unique in our business model. There's not very many agencies that do digital, do print, do large format graphics, do video, audio. There's very few companies that can actually touch all of those elements. So it's important for us when we're bringing on new team members is so they can see every aspect of the business and be familiar, so that when they're talking with our clients, they're not pushing a particular product because it's their job to push that particular product. They're listening and trying to find out what it is exactly that client needs, so that they can point them in the right direction, because we are covering a lot of the different medias involved in that.
Yeah, and as you said, you guys also produce like physical media, which is something that is very rare nowadays, and that is true. Most creative agencies don't have the facilities to make physical product, and even though digital is, it's becoming the norm, sometimes you need physical media. You want it. You want to be able to see the texture, maybe even touch it and see how it reacts in the light. And you guys have the advantage of being able to make it yourselves. And that's something.
Well, absolutely. And it's something in the learning phase of your team as well. Yeah. Right. In a lot of marketing agencies, the designers, the account managers never get to physically see and touch what they're selling. Yeah. In our business, every one of our team members gets to physically see, touch, and know what results it brings back for the clients. It's one thing to market, but it's another thing to make sure that you have a matrix in place so your clients can actually measure the results of the dollars that they're spending.
Yeah, and that's the trick. That's always the trick. We talked about it earlier a bit, like actual results, and That's something that's so important, actual feedback, measuring results, and because that's always the big challenge. It's hard to promise something. We might be the most creative, pragmatic, and talented people in the world, but it's hard to see the future. It's hard to promise results. So when those results do come in, it's always quite interesting, and it's even more important to have the humility to readjust if necessary and not be,
Absolutely.
yeah, exactly. It's part of a healthy
Absolutely.
relationship.
Yep. Nobody's perfect out there.
Hmm.
Businesses are going to try things, and sometimes they're going to succeed, and sometimes they're not going to succeed. But as long as they're learning when they don't succeed, that's what makes them more powerful in the end.
Yeah, I agree. And let's talk about urban clients for a bit.
Right.
Since you opened satellite offices, I mean, you obviously have clients from, well, those big cities, Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, no matter. What's the relationship like with these clients? Is it different than local clients from, from here, from the country, from Prescott-Russell? Is the relationship different at all?
It's really hard for me to answer that because if I were to say something in French,
Go.
on y
Yeah.
gâté at Prescott-Russell.
Okay.
We're really spoiled because we probably have some of the most talented, innovative businesses right here in Prescott-Russell. So when you ask me, is there any more talent in the urban cities as opposed to the rural communities? I would say no. There's really no difference. I think there's as many talented people in Prescott-Russell as there is in the city. The only difference between the city and the country is there's more people in the city.
Right.
But if I were to look at the talent people per capita, I think Prescott-Russell is pretty much blessed. So we keep that in mind, but keeping in mind that our business model is serving as a marketing department for most of our clients, and most of our clients are either in business or serving the public. So in that case, it's really not much different whether you're going rural or urban. And
Okay.
I think that's also what helps us continue to grow as an organization.
Cool. They don't have, urban clients don't have any higher expectations than the local ones? They don't?
No, not really. I really don't, because we're not hitting a retail trend on anything. I mean, we're not selling to the general public.
Right.
We're providing services and products to businesses, to government agencies, to educational institutes. So their requirements don't change from a rural aspect to a city aspect. I could say that in the rural community, I think maybe we have to be, if I look from a production sense, we may have to be more innovative or more creative in a sense, because the traffic routes are a little bit different in rural communities. But other than that, the demographic of the type of clients, whether it's urban or rural, not really much difference between the two as far as needs go.
Okay. You said something earlier I wanted to come back to. You said you were talking about your business model and its unique nature. I'm interested in knowing, because it's not the first time I hear about it. I know that you have a very interesting and fun way to handle projects and how the workflow is inside your business. So could you kind of paint me a quick picture of how that works? How does it flow? How do you empower your team through this workflow?
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say first it starts off with somebody that's on our team that's dealing with their client.
Okay.
Hearing, listening is everything. So we listen to what our client is looking for. We evaluate as a team. We may say client A has this project that they're looking to promote. What do you think as a team? We look at our team members. We provide a consulting group between our team members, and we look at what the possibilities are, what the different networks of media that we could suggest. Not because we have all the different medias that we're looking at for our clients. We're not going to just choose one and say, this is how you're going to market your business.
Yeah.
We're going to look at all of them. So let me give you an example. If one of our clients is a transport company and he transports from Hawkesbury to Toronto every day,
Okay.
and he wants to build his clientele for picking up loads in Prescott-Russell and bringing it to Toronto. Well, we try to see what the best avenue is. We would maybe identify, yes, the person may need a website. We may also identify that if his tractor trailer was wrapped, saying that he's really specializing in LTL loads from Hawkesbury to Toronto, this would probably be the best apparatus. Where some other organizations may look at it and say, well, we only offer web services, so we can offer you a website. We try to combine the products so that they're going to get the maximum visibility possible to be able to promote their product, their service, going down the road. So that process goes through every team member. When a team member makes a contact with a new client, they're basically educating the rest of the team what that client is all about, so that everyone has a little bit of input on what we can recommend to best suit their needs.
So if I understand correctly, your staff, I mean, the professionals, the artists, the creatives you hire, have
Yes.
a lot of direct contact with clients.
Yes.
And in my experience, that is super important, right?
Absolutely.
Try and minimize the amount of people between the creative professional and the client, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes,
so much gets lost in translation if you're not careful.
Absolutely. I really believe that as an entrepreneur, an idea is a creative idea, and it doesn't mean that you're taking out a paintbrush and you're painting something. The idea is a creation. And I think the best people that adapt that on my team since the onset of KB Media has been our designers. Our designers understand design. Our designers understand how to put things together. And in the 90s, when I started in the large, I should say in the 80s, when I started in the large format industry, we primarily dealt with marketing agencies, large size marketing agencies, where the designers never ever had the chance to actually speak to the client. The account person would take all the information, then transmit that to the designer, and then transmit it to the production manager, and then present that to the manager. So, I mean, nobody was hands-on. We'll have meetings where it's our designer, it's our production manager, it's our operations manager that's sitting with our client all at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I think we need to, if we want something successful, we need to work together as a team to get it done. So our creative people in our business, whether they're designers, whether they're artists, or whether they're multimedia specialists, they're hands-on with the clients all the time.
Oh, that's
and they
great.
Build
Yeah. That's great, man. That is such a good idea, because it's easy to get frustrated with clients when you have no idea who they are, when you don't see the human behind the communication. And the more layers you put to segregate the two, the more expensive it is for the client too. Not only does the message get diluted, possibly lost, it's costly to have all these people around. I really like the idea, and I firmly believe in it. Having seen both ways of doing things. I really enjoy getting to talk to clients myself, and I do the work, and I get to speak to them. Even if they're worried, I get to hear their worries and we work it out. If I'm worried, I can talk to them as well, and they can reassure me that everything is going well. Because, creative types, we worry sometimes. We're
Yeah.
sensitive. So I think it's
Yeah.
a great,
That's for the people. That's right.
yeah, it's a great thing. Can I pick your brain on something for a bit? You were talking about the great example with the trucks, the transport company going. And I was going through your website this morning, and I saw one of the first things I saw was brand awareness, right? Brand creation. For me, that is one of the most interesting aspects of marketing, design, creative work, branding. For you, is that a challenge you really enjoy when someone comes to you and asks you to develop a brand for them? Tell me, how does that make you feel, and what does it entail doing that?
Well, it's normally it's a large exercise, and let me distinguish between a client coming to you and asking you for a logo and a client coming to you and asking for a brand.
Right.
Very different aspect, right? Somebody requires a logo. They're maybe doing a sub brand or their existing brand. That's a logo that falls from the main brand. That's fine. But a brand is your image. A brand is an offset of who your business really is. And, how do we feel when we get that? Well, we feel very fortunate that we have the opportunity to be able to be the catalyst that, sparks a new life or a new image within a business. And I think it's an extremely important part, because you're going to live with that brand for a long time, or potentially it's going to scale into different things over the years. And I think I think for us that's always an exciting moment, because we know that it's we're opening up the door to a long-term relationship when things go really, really well.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a great honor, but sometimes you're in it for the long haul, right? I mean, it's very personal, and yet it's not, because it's also very public, and
Yeah.
it's such a complicated thing, so nuanced.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Well, you bring something up really important there. It is personal, right? Any type of design becomes personal to many business owners. But we do take the time when we're looking, whether it's a logo or a brand, we take the time to ask important questions to our clients. What is the demographic of the people that you are dealing with? Because sometimes business owners will choose to make a brand personal to them, but that may not do anything for them when it comes time to be able to market their business. So we really go over the exercises, why we're making a brand and why we're looking at designing it a certain way, why we're taking certain type of colors. We research their industry as well. We look at, if it's again, we'll use the example of a tractor trailer driver that's driving from Hawkesbury to Toronto. Well, we'll understand the type. We try to find out more about what their clients are at. So it's important when you're developing that brand that you're going to attract his clients, right? Somebody may have a personal preference in a logo, but it will do nothing to attract clients for them. It may actually do the opposite if it's the wrong thing. So these are the things that we take the time to talk with our clients about, to really make sure they understand what our exercise is before we start the exercise, and also really look at some of the personal aspects of it for them.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I asked. The very it's interesting take on it, and once again, a very humble one. It's all about listening, right? And trying to find that perfect balance between what the client wants, and what your client needs. And
Right.
it's very interesting. I'm going to go on off in another tangent here, and I want to talk about your headquarters in
Yes.
Casselman. I've had the
Yes.
chance to visit them once, 3 or 4 years ago, and someone told me that you have recently expanded. Is that the case?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. We've had in our scope probably for the last 5 years, with our executive team trying to plan the expansion of our business,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the satellite offices that we made. So it's been something that's been in the planning, and when we finally turned the key to start the construction, that's when COVID hit. So
No.
it's been an interesting challenge for us. But you know what? If it doesn't kill you, it only makes you stronger. And
Eh,
I think it's been a great exercise for our team. I think we've all learned a lot. We've learned patience
yeah.
in business. Because a lot of people or teams, they want things to happen quickly. We want to get this equipment. We want to finish this boardroom. But if we take our time, we can do it right. We can do it well. And in today's days and age, nothing really happens super quick. So, especially with COVID. But we're about 3/4 complete. It's an addition, but it's also a renovation at the same time on our building. We've brought our new equipment in to the facility. We're operating from the new section of the building, and this summer we'll be upgrading our first building that was there, which turns out to be it's a 125-year-old schoolhouse and une ancienne école de rang.
No way.
So yeah,
I didn't know
and
that.
we're really excited with completing everything, because I would say 3/4 of our team, maybe 80% of our team, has started with us right out of school. So when they call that the old schoolhouse, for them it is also the old schoolhouse. Sometimes our clients come through the door and say, "I went to this school in 1950."
Wow.
So we get a lot of feedback. It's been an exciting renovation. It's not 100% complete. We still have a little bit left to do. But I mean, our manufacturing end is up and running, and yeah, we're doing more projects than what we ever expected to do there.
And in a world where everything is just increasingly more expensive every minute, as CEO, you probably understand better than most the importance of grants and help, like government funding, no matter how you want to call it. Did you apply for any type of help for this, or did you build it
Um,
solely on success?
no, absolutely. We applied for grants for sure.
Right,
We,
yeah.
we're not unfamiliar with grants. We apply for grants for our clients as well. I
Oh,
mean, whether they're building a new website or they want to do an improvement for their business, we try to research what grants may be available to them, because every dollar we can save for our clients is maybe an extra project for us.
right.
So we work on that aspect of it all the time, and the expansion that we planned over a 5-year period was really beneficial for us in looking for those grants. It helped us out. We applied through the province. And we had Vic Fideli, who's the Minister of Finance for the provincial government, come visit us when everything got approved and started the construction. So it was fantastic for us to be able to do that. It certainly doesn't pay for the project, and I thank goodness that we applied for the grant, because everything during COVID got a little bit more expensive.
You're right.
So it was good timing for us.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the fact that things are expensive. They'll always be expensive, and they'll
True.
always get more expensive. Eventually, you have to pull a plug, and you move forward with the projects that you're looking at.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, obviously things always get more expensive, but I mean, I know for construction and renovation in the past 2 years, so many unexpected twists and turns. So I'm glad you guys actually managed to get some funding, some amount of help to accomplish this. And grants like that are super important for small companies, and I've got to appreciate them myself. And just like you said, through clients, because so many of these grants actually help interesting clients accomplish their missions, and sometimes these missions are very important social endeavors, and
Absolutely.
it's really fun to help them get this funding, guide them, maybe try to find interesting ways or projects, like you said, to I don't know, help their mission move forward in creative ways, and using strategies they might not have considered. And it allows you also to, as a creative, to have your finger on the pulse of your community as well, because they're often very intertwined with what's going on. So
Absolutely.
these grants are super important, right?
Yeah. Well, never has it been so important as the period that we're going through or coming out of right now.
Yeah.
And it's still going to be important, I would say, for the next 6 to 12 months, because there's a lot of businesses that have had a really tough time. They've kept their head above water,
Right.
and now they have a chance to swim, and now they have a chance to get ahead. So the fact that we do research for our clients to try to find those grants, I think again, it's a win-win situation.
Absolutely. So, speaking of win-win, what's next for you guys? I mean, your expansion is almost done. Have
Yes.
killer satellite offices in 3 amazing cities, a great team, 15 people at least, like you said. What's next for you? What are you looking forward to? Do you have anything interesting in the works? Maybe a scoop?
Well, on the small scale, we're really excited to continue to renovate the old section of our building. That's work in progress. We're really excited. We have a lot of new people graduating from either graphic design programs or communications and marketing programs out of university that will be starting with us this summer as part of our expansion project. We estimate that we would create 5 new FTEs, full-time employment positions.
Wow.
So we have new members coming to our team this summer, and we'll be able to really make our push on our satellite offices to try to get some FTEs inside those satellite offices so that they're full-time. It'll really complement all the work that we do by making sure that we have people, team members that are on the ground there.
Excellent. Mark, what a great success story, man. I'm really happy for you guys. You have a great philosophy. You do it all. You're nearby. And I'm actually very surprised at how many things you guys do and the type of clients you have, the variety of clients, and the 3 satellite offices. I mean, that is killer. I had no idea. That's pretty cool, man. And
Yeah.
I mean, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, and 3 very different cities as well. So you get to experience 4 different realities, right?
Yeah. Different, but not so different, right?
True enough. True enough.
Most businesses have the same needs. What really is unique for us is that we have a fully bilingual team.
Yeah.
And we're able to, there's as many francophones in Toronto as there is in, I mean, maybe not in Eastern Ontario, but there's a lot of francophones in Toronto.
Absolutely.
That would love to be able to, converse or go through their branding in either French or English. And I think also what is really interesting is there's a lot of businesses that may only be Anglophone, but would like for their business to be bilingual.
Yeah,
So that's another area that I think we have a lot of opportunity in our agency as well.
absolutely. If you want your business to become bilingual, it needs to be done by people who are bilingual.
That's right. That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
it has to be.
But there's a lot of francophiles out there
Yep,
that they may not have learned much French, but they raise their children going through their French education, and we want to be able to help them out if they have a business. They're the ones that we want to make sure that they're getting all the advantages that they can.
absolutely. Mark, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it. Good luck to you. Good luck to KB Media. Good luck to your team. Good work. It's really cool to see such a amazing local success story like that, and that's expanding and showing those big cities what we're made of, right? Locally here, that like all the
Yeah.
creative talent we have, spread the word. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, and best of luck. Summer's coming, so I hope you get to enjoy your brand new headquarters this summer.
We, we will, and we hope to see the Hockmeyer team come visit us every once in a while. And
Gladly.
congratulations to the Hockmeyer team. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
I've always said that you guys are talently creative, and it's always fun to work with you.
Thanks, man. Cheers, and we'll see you soon.
All right, cheers.